Hello, welcome back to Atlanta & Company. I'm Christine Pilara. Starting the process of a divorce is most times the final step when a couple goes through a marital crisis. It's a process that many of us just don't even understand. Well, attorney Harmon Caldwell's brand new book, Georgia Divorce Handbook, a guide for navigating the divorce process, is the perfect read for anyone considering a divorce, going through one, or if you just want to know how the whole process works. And we're so thrilled to have him on the show for the very first time. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Christine, I want you to know right off the bat, my wife is one of your biggest fans.
Well, fantastic.
And
thank you.
When we were talking about how we were going to get the word out about the book, she said, well, you have got to be on this show.
Well, that is so
thank
sweet.
you so much for having me.
You tell her I said thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And this is wonderful for our local businesses. I tell people all the time, this gives our attorneys, our businesses, whatever they cover, to come and have us local Atlantans support everything they do. And in this case, you are an attorney and you've written something that I'm sure, unfortunately, a lot of people will need, maybe now, maybe in the future, and that is a book on the divorce process. Why did you decide to write it?
Well, I initially wrote it for my clients. I've represented a lot of folks in divorce cases over the years. I know divorce isn't easy. I know the decision to seek a divorce isn't easy. I see clients every day who are struggling with the issue of what to do. I generally meet with someone initially, and when I do that, I give them a lot of information about the divorce process, about what they can expect. But so many people don't absorb all the things that I say in that meeting.
It's overwhelming. They have a lot on their mind. They're emotional. So I'm sure sometimes they're like, now what did he say about that point? So this is a great guide and handbook.
And that's what I was trying to do, is give clients something that they could take with them, something that would tell them what they needed to know about divorce, something that they could read and reread in private, quiet, something that would try and help them avoid the mistakes that so many people make as they go into a divorce.
And what would you say is the most important thing for someone to keep in mind when they are going through this trying time?
Well, it's hard to say one thing is more important than another. Every divorce case is different, and it's got to be individual. And to say what's important here is not going to be important over here, you don't know. But one thing people should keep in mind is that they shouldn't talk to their spouse about anything to do with the case. They shouldn't talk about their conduct. They shouldn't talk about their spouse's conduct. They shouldn't talk about their plans. They shouldn't talk about their strategy. They sure shouldn't talk about what they want.
Time out. Even if if you feel like it's an amicable situation, you still should just kind of stay in your corners?
Well, you've got to remember, 99% or more, percentage-wise, of divorce cases are settled. And they're settled not because of what people know about the other side's position. They're settled because of what people don't know. It's the fear of uncertainty, the fear of the unknown that brings people to the negotiating table. And so you want to, if the other side knows what's important to you, you're not going to get your best deal.
So people, your Achilles heel, then they'll think, okay, I'll make sure they don't get that. Or it makes sense. It really does. And I know there are a lot of divorce books out there, but what I like about this one, obviously, is it's for those of us who live in Georgia. So how would you say, what really differentiates laws here in Georgia from the rest of the company? How does it compare?
Well, they're very similar. But what I've done with this book is I've tried to make it a quick read. You can read it cover to cover in a couple hours. It's an easy read. It's not complicated. And it outlines for the reader all of the important issues that a potential client in a divorce is going to have to face. There's sections on how do I find a lawyer? How do I make the decision to file a divorce? what
How about financial issues, right?
sections on equitable division of property, child custody and child support, alimony, attorney's fees. There's sections on the use of private detectives. There's the use of social media, recording devices. There's a section on what to expect if your case is tried. So there's a lot of information in the book.
And Harmon, you have a really unique background, unusual background, so tell everybody about that.
Well, it's unusual. I spent 4 years driving a top fuel race car driver all over the country.
No way.
And then I went to art school. I majored in sculpture. I graduated with a Bachelor of Visual Arts, and I think I'm the only lawyer in Georgia with a Bachelor of Visual Arts degree.
Wow.
But the art degree has been very helpful because I try a lot of cases and I use a lot of visuals in the trial. And there's the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and that's certainly true in the courtroom. You're trying to communicate your message, and if you do it visually, it's helpful. So it's been it was a good background,
your background
after
works
all.
for you, exactly. Well, it just makes you a little bit different than all the others out there. And how can our viewers get your book?
Well, it's just out. I hope it's going to be in the bookstores soon, but right now it's in hardcover and softcover editions on Amazon, and it's also available as an ebook. For those who don't want this book lying around their home, it's the
ebook's a nice alternative
on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com, and also the Apple iBooks. So,
excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.
Appreciate your time. Come back anytime. And if you do want to contact Harmon or to learn more, call 404-843-1956 or log on to cwlaw.org.